Hey guys, I am on the scene here with our monthly update with Doug Harper of the Nevada music scene. Hey Doug, how's it going?
It is going fantastic. If I
So,
said anything less than that, I'd be lying.
so what's the latest from the Nevada area? Anything?
Oh, there's gigantic news.
What?
Gigantic news. As you can see behind me, you see the giant Cherry Street Fusion Fest
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And yeah, September 11th, save the date, and you better be there too. We're counting on your attendance, by the way.
yep.
So
Have it on the calendar.
it is going to be an epic day for Nevada, Missouri. We're celebrating fashion, we're celebrating food, we're celebrating music, we're celebrating history. I mean, maybe even celebrating some video games too. I don't know. So
Man,
it's historic. Will
it's
be a historic.
and that's September. What did you say, 10?
September 11.
11th. That was a day off. Yes, I know.
It is,
I know we have it listed on our events.
yes, and it's gonna be fantastic. I guess I should tell you more if you're ready for the
Yes, yes. Tell
unloading
me
of the
all about.
excitement.
Yeah, tell me all about it.
And it's still developing. So I guess like since it's a ways out still, we did announce our headliner. It's going to be Left of Center. But however, we're having an after party also. So there's a headliner at the after party,
Uh-huh.
and that's going to be at the American Legion.
Uh-huh.
And everything's happening on the corner of Osage and Austin Boulevard in Nevada on the what I like to refer to as the I mean, other people do too. It's the historic location for the Village Mall property, which is now Elite Fitness bought it out, and they've got it going on. But it's got like a strip mall with a Chinese restaurant in some places, and then there's this cool store that's kind of the one that's really behind me on this deal. Boutique marketplace. It's a like a place where you can get consignments and they're just a cool place. And so they're really the store that's going to be right there. But we're going to have at least 5 food trucks and 50 vendors, and then we're going to have some main stage entertainment, which, like I said, the headliner is Left of Center, and it's going to be all original music during the day. And I think main stage is 3 to 9, and then before that there'll be food trucks come at 11, and there's going to be some like patio music, acoustic patio music at 11, and vendors will be at 3 to 9, and then after party 9 until 1 p.m.
Uh-huh.
And that's really all I can tell you now. But I mean, do I need to tell you more to get you excited?
Oh, it sounds like so much fun. I can't wait. I can't wait. And I'm hope, we could bring some, more Springfield groups up that way for sure.
we
Yeah.
we we need to just like get so big that Nevada and Springfield are just one. Springfield,
Yes.
Nevada metro area.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Is that possible? I don't know how big Metro St. Louis is, but it's probably not that big, but it's pretty big.
It's pretty big. It's pretty
I
big.
doubt it. I doubt it's 150 miles across St. Louis, but it's probably, I don't know. It's probably 30 or 40 anyway.
Might
I don't
be.
know. I don't know how far. That's a good question for me to research later, right?
So, any shout outs of any new artists out there in Nevada?
Well, I don't know any names yet, but I keep hearing that there's some kind of rap development going on.
Oh,
Like some or hip hop, I guess I should
hip
say.
hop.
So there's this fellow that has a studio and he's been rebuilding it, and it's like, in his garage or whatever, but he's got some artists out that I guess are on like Spotify and stuff. And so hopefully we're going to be hearing more about what they've got going on very soon. But that's about all I know right now um, on that development. I know, like there's some, a couple of the restaurants up here are just keep going. They have every weekend now they've got something going on. So much going on, like I can't even keep my tabs on it. Exactly who's playing.
Hmm.
However, I know that that's weekly. There's at least 2 venues having music every week up here, which is exciting. So,
That's really
that's
nice.
that's And I don't have to do it, so that's even more exciting. I'm like, oh, there's stuff happening elsewise. That's a good sign of success that that we're moving forward in things. When it just kind of takes a life of its own.
Oh my gosh, let's talk about your show with Doug on Roku.
Yes, that is going very, very well. And it's kind of interesting because when you get on like real TV, there's all these like fees, like government fees and stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
not, I don't know, real TV, how you say that, but so yeah, my wallet's getting pinged from all directions for this, so it's a good and bad problem to have. Just means that
Yeah.
lots of people are watching, and so I still don't have all of this like data on that yet, but I do know we're in more than one country already. That's
Oh,
happened.
that's really
So
awesome.
so that was exciting when I was like, oh, we're not just in the nation of wow. So apparently it's available a lot of places. I'm not even entirely sure where else it's available. I only know the real stats on the United States, but apparently we have become international. That's exciting. We've got some really, really good guests that are coming up, and some that have already been on, some that have already talked to that are being um, aired soon, and then some that I'm working on interviews with. One of those people, this gal named Dominique down in Springfield, she's actually doing an interview. Uh, that's already aired. It's also on demand. If you get the app, you can look at stuff on demand as well.
Uh,
And what's really exciting is for me, uh, my music is on there. Like I don't know any other artists that are doing this yet. Um, it, it's kind honestly, it's kind of, I guess for an artist just by yourself, it would be kind of impractical to have something like that when you're like, because obviously it's a TV channel and there's a lot more than just me on there, but it is my channel, so I do embrace that. And you can see some of my live gig shows. Those are on demand on the videos,
mhm.
just by song live clips. And then there's also, you can get my last two albums. You can get the Red Cherry Tragedy, and you can get um, the Spring Break. Both of those are available audio only. You can go into the audio section on demand and you can listen to those. So that's kind of cool.
Mhm.
One of the most exciting things I think in the audio only also um, is John Holmstrom was on our show, and that was before I had the video. He was on the podcast, but you can listen to the two episodes he was on are archived, and there will be more of the old audio episodes. We'll be pulling those in on demand as well. But I'm not going to put them all on there just because that's quite an undertaking, and they're so easily available elsewise. You can find them on YouTube and wherever, Spotify and iTunes and all that. So they're already out there. So it's like, why would I double up on that? But however, I do want to double up on the ones that I really feel are very important, and very good. And John Holmstrom is he's an iconic dude. He founded Punk Magazine in 1975. And
Oh
basically,
wow.
because of his magazine, that's why we have punk music. It's called punk music because of Punk Magazine. So to have such an iconic figure like him on the show, I was like, oh my goodness. And then to get him for two shows, that was fantastic. There is rumor, cannot confirm this or deny it. There is rumor that he might actually even fly into the area to one of the shows in the near future. So
What? That'd be awesome.
I know that would be over the top exciting, and like I said, I cannot promise that. I don't know. There's so many factors that go into whether that could or couldn't happen or will or won't happen. But this guy, he's cool. He relaunched his magazine up in New York, and they're doing underground cool stuff. And honestly, it's not far off from what we're kind of doing down here and what you're doing down there. It's
Hmm.
just he's got that iconic background of being a part of that. Like the Ramones came out of that scene, Blondie came out of that scene.
Hmm.
Um, those are two of the biggest probably names. There actually there's other ones that are big as well. But one of the things I guess Punk Magazine was they got involved later with a couple of different projects that where they were published from an outside publisher. There's a book published about them, like with all their like the best of them, and then there was an album that came out,
Hmm.
and so that's cool too. So there's these iconic, just just constantly involved. Like and then the John did the artwork in the magazine, and he did the album art for one of Ramones, or two, I think two of Ramones' records, and both of those, or at least one of them, are in like the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So that's cool. So he's just a cool, iconic dude. And if you've ever seen the CBGB's movie, starring Alan Rickman, it's about pretty much it's about Billy Crystal. That was the guy who ran CBGB's. It kind of follows his life. And of course, right at the get go of it, John is mentioned and portrayed as a young person in there. There's an actor that portrays him. And that's not the only movie that he's been portrayed as in about it, pretty much anything. If you get somebody says punk music and they start talking about punk music, of course, Punk Magazine's going to come up. John Holmstrom's going to come up. And so that was pretty exciting. And just a real, if you can even tell, I'm just talking about it, just I was just blown away. It was just great. So you can hear both of those interviews on the audio only on the Roku. And then, of course, most recently, we talked with my hero, musical hero, my favorite artist of all time. Honestly, favorite band really is Presidents of the United States of America. And their
Yeah,
frontman, Chris Ballou himself, was on the show. And
that is so
that,
awesome.
it was awesome. He was on the show. We aired it the day that his solo, because he's doing solo work now, his new solo single came out. So we aired it on the day that the solo single came out. And
Wow.
then my favorite song, it wasn't a president song, but one of his songs he did. My favorite one probably. He let me use it for the credits, so I was just blown. I mean, you can't even have a better day than that. So some really cool stuff like that. Like we're tapping into, you know, a bigger, wider type of audience, which is cool.
Hmm.
Yet at the same time, it's very down to earth what we're doing, and it's very real. It's the same thing. It's the same thing we're doing. We're just widening that reach, and I expect really cool. I like to say big things, but I don't know. I don't know how big the things will be, but they will be better things, and they will be very cool.
Hmm.
The things that are rolling out on this. Thursday night, we got a movie scheduled with an independent filmmaker uh, who worked for CBS. He
Really
worked for
awesome.
CBS News. Yeah, he was on. This guy's name is Thomas Seymour, and he is an independent filmmaker. He's distributed currently. Most of his films get distributed through Troma. I don't know if you've heard of Troma or not, but they have a long-standing independent film thing, basically horror movies mostly. But one of the big things that came out, probably the biggest thing that came out of Truman, was the Toxic Avengers. Everybody remembers Toxic Avengers. They were a comic book thing, and that was a
Yeah.
big, big Trauma thing. But Trauma, maybe, and then somebody's going to hate me if I get this wrong, but I believe Army of Darkness maybe came up through Trauma originally,
Yeah.
or maybe if not that particular movie, that actor guy, that came through that one, Campbell, Bruce Campbell, or whatever. But I'm pretty sure the first Army of Darkness, I think, was distributed at least at one point by Troma. A lot of people have came through there, and then they've gotten to be bigger, better distribution deals and stuff.
Hmm.
But Troma is fantastic for independent artists that gets them on, major platforms and stuff, and it's just and in some major theaters as well. And so he comes along, this guy Thomas, and he made a movie about a guy named his name is last name McLeod. Kevin is his first name, Kevin McLeod. So he did just a short 25-minute documentary on Kevin McLeod, and most people don't know Kevin McLeod's name, but I'm saying you probably used some of his music. He releases his music as a royalty free for like podcasters, YouTube video
Oh,
people.
okay.
Yeah. So he did 2000 released 2000 songs, I think somewhere in like 2012. So he had this ginormous album or ginormous archive of catalog, I should say, of songs. And so finally he got in a Martin Scorsese film. So if you go look him up on IMDb, Kevin McLeod is just like more songs in movies than anybody, like famous people.
Oh,
So this cat, uh, Thomas, did a movie about this guy Kevin McLeod, and so the documentary anyway it went through different distribution, and it went to some theaters and whatnot, and it is currently going to be on Thursday night at 9 p.m. on With Doug TV.
ooh, That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm really excited about that. And he's up in Queens, New York, and he was just a really really cool guy. Apparently, he had some videos that some things he does, little videos and stuff, and I guess he got featured on late night TV show that like with David Letterman one time, and he has had some really cool like some bigger, some smaller type successes with some of his films and involvement with other films. In fact, Aubrey Plaza, you know who she is?
No, no.
Probably best reference for Aubrey Plaza is she was in the TV show. She's been in movies too, but she was in the TV show Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
She's the like dark-headed girl
Okay.
and kind of very eccentric girl. She was anyway, he was she was in one of his movies. That this would have been the guy I'm talking about again, Thomas Seymour.
Mhm.
Aubrey was in one of his movies and it was her first film. So so he directed her before she was ginormous star.
Wow.
So
Huh.
that's cool. Yeah.
That is. That is. That's awesome. So,
So long.
what was that?
Oh, I was gonna say, long story short, get your Roku and get on there, find lunch
And
or with Doug
it's going
TV
on
immediately,
24/7. And
24/7.
yeah, and we love that we have that spot at 8 o'clock.
Yes, every night at 8 p.m. you'll get reruns of On the Scene. Right now
Yeah,
we've been doing your behind the scenes, and I
yeah,
love it so much because I'm actually even some of the older episodes that are like these have been around a while, like maybe four
yeah,
years ago or something. Well,
right.
I haven't seen those episodes, so I'm seeing them for the first time on the TV screen, and I'm discovering the some of these people that you're talking to, I know them, some of them I don't. It's a
Yeah,
very very awesome. If you are in the area, definitely you've got to check this out, get to know these people on a different level, because it's exciting to find out some of the things they're doing, what their motivation is. It's just your
yeah.
interviews are off the top.
I
Even
think.
like the one with Justin, I know Justin very well, Justin Larkin,
Oh,
but even that interview, I'm learning
that
things
one.
about him that I didn't know, and I know him very very well, so
Yeah,
it's really really awesome.
yeah. Well, yeah, that one. Yeah, I remember that one. That was a good. That was a good interview. That was a good. All of them were. I would have had a lot of fun. We're hoping to bring that back. Um, But yeah, we're definitely doing the balcony sessions, a lot of that. So yeah, but yeah, we love that we're on your with Doug TV. That's a really, really cool accomplishment. What does your kids say about it?
My children,
Yeah.
I think they're excited about the thing, but mostly because I'm like, put it on your TV, because of course they have Roku TVs.
Yeah.
Like literally 9 out of 10 people either have a Roku stick or a Roku TV, or
Yeah.
they're already using it. And so, yeah, my daughter, she was on some of the old episodes of the Lunch with Doug, the classic, um, when he first did it with video, and she just kind of shakes her head. I'm not sure. I think she probably likes it, but I haven't got any real comments or feedback yet. Popeye has been very popular. We got Popeye on there now. We've got these
Yeah.
very old classic. Most of them are black and white, but we got a couple color episodes. So we've got these old Popeye episodes, and that's been getting a lot of cool. People are really
Attention.
excited about. So you'll get an interview, and then there'll be like a little 7 to 10 minute Popeye episode in between stuff. So that's
Okay.
happening. Popeye pop ups, I guess. I don't know.
Popeye pop-ups.
Yeah, and then we talked with Belonium from up in Denver,
Uh-huh.
and they are a video band, so that all they're like very visual videos for every song. So I've got tons of Belonium. In fact, sometimes an hour will go by and you'll just swear that it was Belonium channel, not with
Yeah.
Doug.
Yeah.
They wrote a new song about Pee Wee Herman. They don't have the video out yet, but I'm waiting for it betally because it's gonna be a hit.
Well, that's awesome. So, any upcoming events we should know about?
I mean the biggest thing. I mean, I'm doing some
Besides,
actually.
besides the Cherry Street?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Cherry Street is it.
Besides
I mean,
that,
that's where I'm putting my focus on for the next few
it's
months. I
just
mean,
that
I'm
one.
really
That's
it's
just all
it's
the focus. That's just that.
it it's gonna be a big deal. We're already. I think the event already has over 100 people saying they're coming to it. So we're
That's
already
awesome. That's really
so
awesome.
that that's a good indication. And then we've partnered up with the not to get back on this, we already talked about it, but
Yeah.
um we're partnering up with the boutique marketplace that already has a second Thursday event. So that's the second Thursday of the month. So we're hitting an event that was already, we're just, amplifying it. So
Mhm.
they were already getting almost 200 people, most, and not all at once,
Right.
but throughout the day. So now we're hoping to, like, if we have 100 people coming and they already had 200 people through the day, now we're pushing 300, 350 people there.
Right.
And I think I honestly, truly, 100% believe we're going to surpass 500 people that day.
That would
So
be awesome
maybe
for
not
that
all at
area.
once, but at any given time
Oh,
there'll be
right.
250. It'll be a crowd.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I could imagine. For
So
sure.
I'm really excited, and I'm going to be on the main stage also, but I believe, even though I have a band now,
Mhm.
I believe I'm just going to do my acoustic gig, just because I sort of have a rule that you don't promote and play the same day, just because there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to, answer questions and, talk to people, make phone calls and whatnot. So I'll probably just do a short acoustic set, but I will be on main stage there at some point. And then I'm probably gonna just, save my band. I think we're gonna do a new album, and it'll be with those guys, because my last album I did it myself, so they weren't really involved in that. So this next one they'll be more involved in. It'll be more like it really sounds, because we're going out, we're playing the songs, but they don't really sound like the record necessarily, because a three-piece band can't really emulate. I did whatever on that last record, however many tracks I felt like doing. I'm gonna make another sound or another guitar. You get in
Hmm.
the studio and you get where you can just do whatever.
Hmm.
You start having fun and you just make it, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have a keyboard player. And I
Uh,
mean, we could get a keyboard player, but that too, I want to simplify the band. I want it to be raw, three-piece power kind of band,
hmm.
so there's that. But anyway, I'll be playing it, and it looks like I cannot officially announce. I don't want to say it, but I'll leave that for another day. There will be another band. There's gonna be Jameson, or sorry, not Jameson. His name is Dennis Jameson.
Hmm.
Uh, his band is Left to Center. They're headlining, but there will be at least one, maybe two other bands, and then some acoustic acts on main stage, because it'll go from 3 to 9. So that's several spots, and then so it'll be exciting, and they'll all be area bands that are putting out their own music. They'll have their merchandise available that day. It'll be a real chance to, I guess, what I'm hoping for, and just to, like, what do they say, that uh total transparency or whatever with the deal. I mean, the goal is we've not had an original music festival in Nevada ever. We've had shows, and we've had artists that write their songs, but then they maybe do some covers too. But we've never had one that was just all original only, and on a stage, sort of sorts. So, and I'm not going to say this is going to be the biggest festival at all, but it'll be better than what you would expect in a parking lot party. We're going to escalate the parking lot party, so it'll have some sort of staging setup that looks pretty cool, and you'll have some full bands. So it'll be a show. It's going to be good. And Dennis's band, Dennis also, who is Left to Center, they also own. He was OR. I think it's OTR. I think it's what it is. I hope I didn't miss it. If you watch the interview, I did an interview with him also on the with Doug TV. You catch that interview. He
Hmm.
talks about that, but he's into the production world too. So they're bringing production as well as their band. So it's they're kind of a cool thing, and they're playing a lot of festivals around, and in most of the festivals they play, they're running the sound for the festival as well as playing it. So it's a whole sort of deal. So he's a neat guy to have on our team, and he's relocated to Nevada, and he had some success. Again, check out the interview with him. He had some success back in the day. He actually worked with he originally was a Christian artist, and he worked with a girl named Jennifer Knapp, who was out of Pittsburgh, Kansas, and she got on a big major label, and then he got a record deal somewhere along the way, and with his own thing, and then he's been in several bands and stuff, and now he's moved into the secular music, and it's just just rock and roll kind of stuff. And but he is just a cool guy, and he's got a lot of diehard fans too. They really like his music, and he had a couple songs where he was, in fact, when he was signed on the record deal, he had offers to do some international tours. So he has kind of like a little bitty international fan club, and then he had one song that did pretty good. It was called First Woman. It was about basically your mother being the first woman in your life, and it's wonderful for Mother's Day, and it still gets a lot of plays around Mother's Day every year. So, which is kind of slow and sappy. Some of their other stuff's kind of rocking, but he's just an incredible songwriter, and has a long, long tail career of writing with others, and this kind of stuff. He wrote some songs again with Jennifer Knapp early on, but none of the songs he wrote with her, none of them, they didn't use any of those on her record when she got signed. But he did write songs with her, and when she was on her way up, so to speak, they were doing those songs. So he was definitely a part of, cultivating something on a mass type market, because she was at the time she was very big. I would say she was probably in the top 5 Christian artists in America at the time,
Mhm.
in the late 90s ish, somewhere in there. She was huge. You couldn't go anywhere. She was like, in the Christian world, she was like, she was the Katy Perry in the Christian world, or the Lady Gaga in the Christian world, kind of
Yeah,
comparison there for you.
yeah, yeah. I get it. I get what you're saying. So any final thoughts? Anything else that you want to give a shout out to any local artists doing anything awesome?
Well, I mean, Nathan Oss has got a new song coming out from up in our area.
Uh-huh.
It's a country song, and we talked about him before, but he went down. He's been working in Nashville a bunch, and he got tied in with he was opening up for the guys that they had some hits out in the late 80s, early 90s, in a country world. And anyway, he connected with some of those guys. They're helping him out, producing it and stuff. So he's got some real interest inside the industry with him, and he's got some great songwriting skills, and he's been putting out stuff. So he's working very, very hard in that regard. And then there's another guy that I do not know, but he's from Lamar, Missouri, and he's last name Nance. His name's Tyler Nance, and
Mm-hmm.
he's doing really, really well in the music industry. He got a deal, and he's living in Nashville and everything. I didn't,
Really?
um, like I said, I've probably met him once or twice because I know a bunch of his relatives because they're all from up here. Um, but yeah, he just disappeared, but he's really doing well. He was playing in Texas just about a month ago, and he's got some videos out and everything. But yeah, he's got management and all that stuff. So I'm kind of expecting some big things from him because he's doing really, really well, and all that. And like I said, I don't know him that well. Hopefully, get to know him better. We can get him reined in, maybe get him back home or something. But at this point, hey, when it's happening, you got to go where you got to go when you're on the way up, right?
Right, right, right.
So we all just kind of wave by as they go down to Nashville and leave us, but we're happy for them.
Yeah, just let them fly. You gotta let them
That's
fly.
right.
Well, that's
That's right.
wonderful. That's awesome that he's checking that out, and hope the best. Hope the best for his journey. Well,
Yep.
that's how's your album doing?
Well, the Red Cherry Tragedy album has been my best work to date.
Huh?
It continues to perform. I mean, it has lagged off a little bit because you kind of got usually an album has about a 2 month window to kind of really do what it's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it hangs on. It's I mean, I think last week I looked, I mean, which this doesn't sound like huge or anything, but really it's pretty big. I think there was over 500 plays off of the album just last week. So I was like, that's pretty good traction for it still to be doing that. I'm not sure what songs, other than I know that Red Cherry Tragedy does really, really well, and the song "Why Did You Ghost Me Like That" does really, really well. So
Well,
um,
good to hear. Well, before we say goodbye, why don't you just tell everybody where to find everything? Like, what's your next show coming up? Well, when this is posted. I wouldn't.
when this airs,
Ooh,
it probably will have already happened. But
it
I'm
already happened. Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting in the spiritual mood, and I did have a spiritual song out I released, which is an old song I wrote a long time ago, but it came out in December. So
Yeah.
I've had some inquiries from that, some churches that would like me to come in and do some like church sets and stuff.
Hmm.
So I'm going to be doing uh, at this point just one, but I think it's kind of going to be a reoccurring thing at a local church. I'm going to be doing some stuff with them on like a Sunday morning type situation. So it's a little different, it's not like it is like a gig to me,
Hmm.
and it is, but it's, they also have, they'll have a regular service involved in that too, and I'll play my song kind of as a special, and then maybe play some other songs
Hmm.
that they would like for me to play as part of their service, too. So that's kind of cool. Hopefully I'm going to get my band involved in that a little bit, and kind of thing. But yeah, just with that song out, and I probably had a dozen inquiries, and some of them aren't necessarily right here. So I'm entertaining the idea of maybe hitting a little stint with that too. So I am quite a full thing. So I don't know what's going to come, but I know that good stuff is happening right now. It's just really exciting
Awesome.
with everything.
Yes.
So when the doorbell is ringing and the phone is ringing and there's opportunities knocking, um, but other than that, the only thing I'm focusing on for the next few months, really, like I said, is I got to schedule the TV stuff, and there's going to be a lot of me on the TV stuff that you haven't seen. I'm actually digging up some archive footage of me performing, so there's going to be some stuff come out that people haven't seen. Some of it I haven't even seen until I have friends that have this stuff that have archived it for me. So I'm seeing some of these things for the first time too. So that's going to be coming out. So there's going to be a lot of that readily available there. And then, like I said, September 11th is just going to be off the hook. It is really going to be worth your time. Like if you've ever thought about coming up to Nevada, you hear us talking about it. If you've ever thought about it, this is the day to come, because we got something for everything. We got an after party. We got the parking lot party. There's shopping. There's food trucks. I mean, everything you want in a small town. So it's scaled down to where every seat, every vantage is great. We got a giant train mural in the background. So when you're taking selfies, you got this train mural in the back. The Jefferson Highway Association is going to promote a little bit because we're right there on the historic Jefferson Highway. It's Dairy Queen is one of our sponsors that's helping us out. The Elite Fitness, and they have donated the usage of their parking lot property. They've got 6 locations around the area. Just a big gymnasium, fantastic place to work. I guess gymnasium wouldn't be the word for it. Gym to work out gym.
Hmm.
But it's a really fantastic facility in Nevada. I know because I've been in that one, but I'm sure they're all the same. So we got a lot of hands involved. The economic director from town has been on the phone with us. The city of Nevada has given us some good blessings and some encouragement and some direction on how to do things. And so yeah, it's going to be special. It's going to be a town builder for our town for sure. And we're right across the street from the Tesla charging station and Casey's. So I mean, boom, perfect place.
Well, that's awesome. I'm really excited for it. But can't can't let the summer go too fast though. But that's one of the first things I'm excited for the fall.
All right.
Well, Doug, it's been good catching up again for our monthly update. And you out there, thanks for watching, and make sure to follow all of what he does with Doug TV, and just keep an eye on our page for more to come from him too. So thank you again, Doug. And then until next time, make sure to stay safe and come join us out on the scene.